Hey, this is for Nick. You did obviously been a long time since you started. How'd it feel to start? How'd you feel like you played? And could you describe, from your viewpoint that play that Cheyenne made where he broke, 10 tackles or whatever it was to score?
Yeah, it felt great to start. Finally be out there for the first play. It means a lot. Definitely helps my confidence. I know the receivers had confidence in me. And as regards to that play, I mean, I told him I was going to give him the ball this game and did just that. Let him go make a play. I didn't see how he got out of it or anything, but, he did his job that play.
Yeah, Nick, your thoughts on Trey Knox and Traylon Burks? You went to those guys, I think, 15 combined times today. Just your thoughts on their play.
Yeah, I told them before the season, the SEC doesn't care how old you are. There's no age restriction in the SEC. So it doesn't matter that they're freshmen. They can go out there and make plays just like everybody else can. And I trust them. They go up and they get the ball. And I like doing that. And so I like throwing to them.
Based on the way last year's game went, they came back on you. And for them to tie you late and for y'all to push through and win it in the fourth quarter, what did that mean? And can you also talk about the Kinsey touchdown on the second play, how you responded after that?
I feel like I had a pep talk with the defense at the end when 22 scored, and I just was like, man, it's time to grow up. Too many excuses for a lot of players. I mean, we all played while we was younger. I appreciate those guys. Those guys responded to me. But, this is a big jump from last year, just flipping it for us, having this win and this momentum going into next week. And I think the Kinsey play on the second play was just a hit and miss play. I think with the front, we really don't know what happened. We have to see tomorrow when we get in the film room. But we made the adjustments, and, that's a pretty good back. They had pretty good, decent running backs back there, and they made some plays on us. So.
C.J., along those lines, you've been here long enough. You've seen this scenario play out a lot. All of a sudden it's 34-34 in the fourth quarter. What are you thinking then, and what was different about the way this one played out?
Man, a lot of us know, like the old Hogs, we didn't know how to respond. We all just got down, the energy lowered, or got more low, and then this year is just completely different. We started getting a little bit last year, just didn't quite overcome, response and how we respond to failure, and then so this year, I just think we've all really came together as a team, defense and offense. I see offensive players going over to defense and talking to them, and then I see defensive players going over to offense. It's just everybody's coming together, and that's what we need. That's what this team needs, and that's what led us to a victory today.
Hey, Nick, you guys ended up with 305 yards passing, 215 on the ground. Your first starting quarterback game here. Those kind of numbers you want to see from your offense, number one. Number two, talk about just the importance of having playmakers at running back, tight end, and receivers in this offense.
And I said it last week, I could care less how many yards we have if we get a W at the end of the day. But as an offense with weapons in the backfield and spread out wide and then with a hand in the ground, there's not a lot that we can't do. And we feel like we can do a lot, stretch the field vertically, and then spread it wide with speed of our backs and how we can get around people. And so our offense is kind of just getting started right now.
C.J., walk us through your touchdown because you get the first down, so the clock's moving, and all that's important. But those guys are clinging on you, and maybe the fans want you to go down. But can you talk about that play?
I think it was a pride thing. I really wanted to get in the end zone. It's been too long for me, over a year or so. So I just really wanted to get in the end zone. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, given that we had the lead and they were obviously trying to strip the ball out. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I fought to stay up and ended up slipping out. And by the time I got to the end zone, I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't even celebrate. Yeah.
Couple for CJ. Chad said you had a strep throat. How are you feeling? And once you got in the game, you certainly didn't look, like you were ill.
Right.
You must have been.
Right.
How'd all that go?
I just wasn't. I was still feeling down and under the weather, and I just decided. This is my last year. This is my last rodeo, so I had to suck it up and just decide to fight through it. Back in the day, MJ played in a playoff game with the flu, scored 40-something points. Just something I had to overcome. The old me probably would have said, it's whatever. I don't care, really. I'm sick, so wah, baby, like I'm a baby or something like that. Yeah, I just had to overcome it, and I decided to play, and some good things happened all around.
How did you think Nick played? Kind of how the offense operate with him in there? Did you feel?
Nick is when he gets going, he gets going. He has a lot of confidence, and we saw that last game against Ole Miss. He was very consistent in what he did, and is very, very consistent in throwing the ball and getting the ball to the receivers and just airing it out. He has confidence, and that's what we need.
For Scoota, you know, we saw Bumper go out and he had his arm in a sling. How do you think the other linebackers responded and played in the second half when you lost Bumper?
Man, our group, we take a lot of pride in our group, try to set the tone on the defense. Besides, we got Chief in there with us, so he stay on us. But, you know, it don't matter what two linebackers on the field. You'll never really skip a beat with either of us. Majority of us played a lot of snaps. So I feel like Devon and Hayden and Grant responded well with Bumper coming out the game.
How big was it to see the offense come right back and score after, they scored on the second play of the game, took the lead, but the offense, I think, put 24 in the first quarter. Talk about that.
I mean, it was huge just to see the offense. Like, this year we not really, concerned about what the offense do. We got to just do our jobs. That's what we focus on to do. That's why we try to create as many turnovers as we could to put them in the best situations. But, that was just a hit and miss play on the second play. But just to see the offense come out just gave us momentum to go back out there and, get off the field.
Offensive plays were working the best, and you threw for a lot of yardage, but I would bet you'd had a couple of throws that you might want back. I think there was some deep stuff that looked like they might have been open.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, no, I missed a lot of throws today. We're going to go on the film, watch it, and correct it. There's a lot of stuff there. It was pretty much just, pick a play on the call sheet, and it'll be right. Our coaches did a good job of keeping it simple this week, and the defense wasn't doing anything crazy to us, and so we felt like we had a lot of good plays there. Obviously, running the ball was good for us today, and so just trying to get the ball in the playmakers' hands, really.
The comfort level you have on throwing the one to Knox, because the guy was on him and he would come down with the first touchdown.
Yeah.
What kind of comfort level do you have there?
Full confidence in him. If he's one-on-one, I told him he's getting the ball.
Week, Coach Morris said he didn't want the loss to Ole Miss to affect you and cost you 2 losses. Last year, lost to Colorado State, lost to North Texas. What was different this week, and what did you do personally this week to make sure that didn't happen this year?
Well, personally, I just make sure that I took care of my body, just keeping food in me. That's why I've been missing a couple snaps the first 2 weeks. But we just kept it simple on both sides of the ball, man. It was basically, like C.J. said, a pride thing. We just wasn't going to let the Ole Miss game, make us determine our season, basically. It's been like that, since I've been here. The first loss of the season always determined our whole season. So we put that game behind us and kept it simple. And we had a couple miscues today, but, we just came out and executed the game plan.